and welcome back to CT Sports Now here on Vantage Sportsnet as we get set to talk about one of our favorite topics.
With one of our favorite people, Patrick Bowley, joining us from GameTimeCT. We're talking about high school football, the top 10 poll, and beyond. Sean, any just quick thoughts before we get into the top 10 poll about week 2?
You didn't even do anything this week with the poll.
No,
He's talking about the poll.
Yeah.
Sean's going, what do you mean? I've been working every night till 3 in the morning.
anything to no, not a lot.
No
changes.
Right, everyone
status quo.
won who was kind of expected to win.
Yep.
So that said, the poll stays the same. Let's quickly take a look at the 6 through
Bottom
10.
10.
I don't want to say bottom 10
half.
because there's still the bottom half of the top 10. So it's what it was. East Hartford, New Canaan still in there at number 7. New Canaan with the big win, but a win that was to be absolutely expected, right? They won big over Danbury. Killingly stays at 8, Naugatuck 9, and Bloomfield 10. All of these teams are really, kind of came away with. Although East Hartford's win was
much more difficult than I think that many people were expecting.
Yeah.
Concord had gotten blown away by New Britain the week before at home, and East Hartford just had trouble getting going.
Yeah, we saw them put a number on South Windsor, but was that the go-ahead touchdown?
That was it. No, that was the first one.
Okay, all right. Well, yeah, they needed to score in the fourth quarter. I mean, it's a mark of a good team to be able to kind of respond to a challenge like that. But yeah, Connor put up a fight, and that's good for them. And we'll see what East Hartford. East Hartford's got another big one coming up. I believe
they have Simsbury
this week, which hung around against Southington. Yeah. I mean, Southington shot itself in the foot many times, but Simsbury's not bad, and East Hartford, if they don't look out, they're going to find themselves with a big L.
So let's talk about a team that a lot of people thought might be down because they're a little younger than we've seen, and that is Ansonia. I watched Ansonia play on Friday night, and they. Look, you expect them to beat Holy Cross, and they did. I thought Ansonia looked really strong. Their quarterback is big. I like Ansonia, although they are struggling with some injuries here. Shaheem
Harmon.
Yeah, he had a big game with 5 touchdowns. But the younger of the Dobbs brothers, not the youngest, but the younger, I heard he broke his leg.
Yes.
And he's out now. And so they're dealing with some injuries.
Amaya got hurt. I think one of their linemen got hurt. I haven't talked to Tommy since the season started, which is strange.
Tommy Rocket.
Yeah, he wasn't at Tommy Rocket. He was at the St. Thomas More Choke game on Saturday, and I didn't bump into him. But yeah, they're dealing with some injuries. But everyone, this is the thing you got to understand. When we say Ansonia is down, it's not. It's down for Ansonia. Like they had a lot of guys to replace, but they're so well coached. They're so ridiculous. Down for Ansonia would still win the NVL going away. So I think everyone kind of jumped on that. They all thought, well, damn. Yeah. I didn't vote him in my top 10, but I still voted him. And everyone's on the Noggy train. But look at that. They just, they continue to roll along. Injuries, no injuries. They're just so well coached, and no one's stopping them in that league. We'll see what happens Thanksgiving, maybe.
Yeah. And is it Thanksgiving Day, or are they playing?
No, they play Thanksgiving Day. Yeah.
And listen, I'm not ruling out Seymour either. Seymour looks pretty good.
No, that's another big one. Yeah, we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves.
Right.
But I mean, I've seen this song and dance before. I mean, Ansonia hasn't lost an NVL game since 2010. So I mean, these kids were all like 10 years old or less. They were like 9, 8 years old when that happened, which. I'm getting old.
So I think Ansonia has to be a favorite in Class S too, because they're. I mean,
I think so.
There are some good teams in S, but again, if they can stay healthy, they don't want to lose anybody else.
Yeah. And maybe along those lines, a team that's similar to Ansonia, but ranked, but young with less expectations, might be Darien, because they're a young team and.
Yeah, but Darien may be the best team in the state right now.
Yes, but I'm just saying their expectations were less than in years past.
Yeah, they're coming in a little under the radar, only ranked number 3rd.
Same thing.
Right.
It's the same thing.
Down for Darien.
Right.
And now they'll get the chance Saturday to.
Darien right now is just like Ansonia in the NVL. Darien is a program. Darien's kids, they have an expectation.
They're doing it in a tougher league.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. But. They bring in a whole new cast of characters, pretty much, with the exception of a few guys, and they're so far have had no troubles leading into the St. Joseph game. They got the 2 games. They got Ridgeview out of the way, and then they took care of, who was it last week?
McMahon
last week. 2 weeks to tune up to get ready for Saturday. St. Joe coming in. St. Joe hasn't beat him since 2013. Even Joe Del Vecchio is like, look, that team is the #1 team, not us. We are number one on the polls, and everyone say it. But until somebody beats them, they're still #1, which is a great way to psych your team out, not to get too ahead of itself going into that game. And again, they haven't beaten them since 13.
So that said, let's take a look at the top 5 teams. There you go. #1,
Yep.
St. Joe's. #3, Darien. Greenwich. Greenwich has had no troubles, but hasn't played one of the top tier programs yet. And Daniel Hand just keeps rolling. A nice win for Daniel Hand over the weekend. And Shelton laid
back
a whooping
on track
Xavier.
a little bit. They beat up Xavier at the Ken Strong Stadium in West Haven. It's really funny when you look. It doesn't show here, but if you look at the poll on GameTimeCT, you'll notice that after the top 4, the point totals of all the other teams kind of drops off a cliff. Even Shelton's. It's a 150-point difference between Shelton and Hand.
Right here as you're
So what
talking.
that means is the voters are pretty much dead set on the top 4. It's a 3 FCX teams.
754
New
for
Canaan
Hand
was
and
there.
605 for
They
Shelton.
lost, so they fell out. But St. Joe, Greenwich, Darien, and then Hand, which is great. But after that, we're all like, who's
I want to bring up one more team that I think a lot of people may have overlooked a little bit. A lot of people liked him to win the SWC, but Newtown, what a great showing for Newtown on Friday night. I mean, just handed it to Cheshire.
I watched the highlight. I think I watched the highlights on your show. Actually, here we go. This was unbelievable what they did. I mean, I saw Cheshire in week 1. I'm like, wow, they're going to be actually sneaky competitive this year. We all thought Newtown was going to be pretty good. I mean, the word I heard was Newtown's they're big, but they're a little slow. This whole game, they didn't look like they were slow at all. I mean, look at Dan Mason with running wild, looked like his brother out there. And then there were some just plays that they blew up for big, huge touchdown runs, like these little screens, and the blocking was great, right downfield, and they look. Coach Patterson has his team doing really well, and I love Dan coming out and saying, like, I think we deserve a little more respect.
We'll
They didn't
find
say
out.
anything at first. Then they blow Cheshire's doors off, and then he's like, hello.
Yeah.
They missed the bottom. They missed number 10 by 2 votes. Not 2 votes, 2 points.
They
All
might
right.
be getting in this week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll find
so we'll
out.
see about them.
We'll find out. We'll have more. Thank you, Sean. We'll see you again next week. We'll be right back here on CT Sports Now.